Hey guys, it's your favorite goth mom, Dakota Woolmer. It rained today, but I'm still filming outside for reasons that elude even me. Um, that being said, I've been seeing a lot of ads lately for this thing called Replica. And what this is, if you haven't been seeing ads for it like I have, um, is this, it's this basically bot website where you can, create your own virtual friend using their AI technology. Now, this intrigues me on many levels. I've always kind of loved the idea of artificial intelligence. I even used to talk to the bots on MSN, which horrified my mother because she thought it was like a real person on the other end, pretending to be a robot. But since I had been talking to these bots, I could tell that they really just weren't sophisticated enough to be an actual person talking to you. Um, but yeah, I wanted to check out this replica thing, so I thought I would start off by checking out their privacy policy. So join me. Let me just add that I am in no way actually affiliated with Replica. I don't work for them. They don't sponsor me, nothing like that. This is just me genuinely being curious. It begins with Welcome to Replica. Luca Inc., known throughout as Replica, we, us, and or our, operates the website www.replica.ai and its subdomains, the website. The Replica mobile applications, the apps, the other related services, collectively the services, we are committed to protecting your privacy. This privacy policy describes how we collect, store, use, and distribute information through our services in terms of the General Data Protection Regulation, otherwise known as the GDPR. Please read this privacy policy carefully. By starting to use our services, you consent to this privacy policy. We care about the protection and confidentiality of your data. We therefore only process your data to the extent that it is necessary to provide the replica services you are requesting, you have given your consent to the processing, or we are otherwise authorized to do so under the data protection laws. Conversations with your replica are not shared with any other company or service. We will never sell your personal data or conversation history. By using or accessing the services in any manner, you acknowledge that you accept the practices and policies outlined in this privacy policy, and you at this moment consent that we will collect, use, and share your information in the following ways. Remember that your use of Replica's services is at all times subject to the terms of service, which incorporates this privacy policy. Any terms we use in the privacy policy without defining them have the definitions given to them in terms of service, which I did not read. Sorry, guys. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments about privacy or protection and confidentiality of your data, please contact us at privacy@replica.ai. 1. Information we collect and process. Here we list all the types of personal information we collect and store throughout your experience with Replica. Some of this information may be shared with service providers who help us deliver your experience with Replica. Each of such service is explained below. We neither rent nor sell your information to anyone. Conversations with your replica are not shared with any other company or service. We will never sell your personal data or conversation history. We don't knowingly collect or store medical information or protected health information.
defined under the U.S. law as any information about health status, provision of health care, or payment for health care that is created or collected by a covered entity and can be linked to a specific individual. We discourage you from communicating this information to Replica through text or voice chat so that this information doesn't become part of your chat history. We collect information you intentionally provide through the services, such as your profile information that you provide upon registration, as well as some technical information coming from your mobile device or web browser. Things you do and information you provide. The following table covers all of the types of personal information that you may provide and that we collect and store as soon as you start using Replica and throughout your experience with our services. So here we have a table. It says personal information, why we need the data, when it is collected, and is it ever shared. First name. Need it to enable Replica to address you by name. When it's collected, in chat with Replica, when you create the account, and when you edit your profile. Is it ever shared? Yes. We use an external service to deliver service-related personalized email to you that address to you by name. Other profile information. To customize conversations with Replica, this may include your birthday, gender, work status, etc. For example, Replica will enable or disable conversations about school or work depending on which one is relevant. We do not collect any of this information if you choose not to provide it. It's all collected when you edit your profile. Is it ever shared? No. So the next thing is email. And it says that it is taken to enable you to log in using your email and restore password in case you forget it. It's taken when you create your account, and they do share it with an external service to deliver automated emails to you, for example, in case you forget your password. This service provider gets access only to the first name and email. Your phone number is collected to enable you to log in with your phone number using a confirmation code sent by SMS. This is collected when you create your account. And yes, they do share it. They use an external service to deliver text messages to you, for example, to confirm your phone number, and the service provider gets access only to the phone number, not even to your name, apparently. So it also collects your hobbies and interests in order to include more conversation about relevant subjects, for example, about video games or specific books. It is collected in text or voice chat with Replica, and it is not shared. It collects facts about you and your life to enable personalized conversations based on facts that Replica recognizes in your messages. It's collected in text or voice chat with Replica, and it is not shared. Your mood history, that is collected to display your mood history and help you recognize what triggers certain moods. Okay, so this is meant to be helpful for people with socialization issues and mental health issues. That's good that it's meant for that. And it's collected in chat with Replica, and it is never shared. So people you mentioned in the chat, that is recorded, and it's recorded to enable conversations about important people in your life and recognize them on pictures that you send to Replica. The information you provide may include the name, the relation to you, the face recognition, fingerprint, and in text or voice chat with Replica is when this is taken, and no, it is not ever shared. The next piece of information or personal data that they collect is integration with your Instagram account. They do this to enable conversations about your most recent posts on Instagram. This information also includes photos that you post on Instagram. The level of access to your Instagram does not allow us to post on your behalf. But no, they never share that data. So voice messages sent to Replica are collected during a voice call in order to provide the voice call experience and to improve the quality of it. And this is taken during voice calls with Replica. Now, they do share this data because they use an external service for voice to text recognition. Only the voice messages can be sent to this service without any other personal information. Interesting. They probably need it in case the police need it too. You never know what someone might be saying to their replica, you know? Anyway, so they take images that you send to Replica, they save those. They collect it in order to enable object and face recognition and appropriate reaction to images that you share with Replica in chat. When you send an image to Replica in the text chat is when they collect this. And yes, they use an external service for object recognition in the photos. Only the photo may be sent to the service without any other personal information. They also take text messages you send to Replica to display your chat history in the app or in your web browser and sync the history across all your devices, and to train Replica machine learning models and improve the quality of your text chat experience. This is taken during text chat with Replica. And no, it is not ever shared. The last thing they take is usage data. They collect and store your usage data, such as button clicks or search queries, to track and analyze product metrics and to better understand and serve the users of the services. So when you interact with the apps or the website is when they take this data, and they use an external service to track and visualize de-identified usage data. It says items marked with an asterisk are mandatory, whereas all the other items are optional, and you may choose not to provide this information. The next thing says items marked with a double asterisk are not collected anymore, but stored for users who registered in Replica before November 1st, 2017. Holy crap, it's been around that long? Dang. All right. 1.2 device information. As described below, we collect certain information from and about the computers, phones, and other web-connected devices that you access the services from. We combine this information across different devices you use. For example, we use the information collected about your use of the services on your phone to better personalize the content you receive from Replica or features you have access to when you use it on another device, such as your laptop or tablet. The device information also helps us conduct user research across our customer demographics, interests, and behavior. None of this information may identify you personally. We may also disclose aggregated user statistics in order to describe our services to current and prospective business partners and to other third parties for other lawful purposes. Next, it says device information and description. So device attributes, information such as the operating system, hardware, and software versions, browser type. Identifiers are unique identifiers such as your device ID. Data from device is information you allow to receive through device settings you turn on, such as access to your camera or photos. Network and connections is information such as the name of your mobile operator or ISP, language, time zone. Cookie data is data from cookies stored on your device, including cookie IDs and settings only for the website. Learn more about how we use cookies in the cookies section. What a coincidence, guys. 1.3 cookies. It's the cookies section. In operating the services, we may use a technology called cookies. A cookie is a piece of information that the computer that hosts our services gives to our browser when you access the services. Our cookies help provide additional functionality to the services and help us analyze services usage more accurately. For instance, our site may set a cookie on your browser that allows you to access the services without needing to remember and then enter a password more than once during a visit to the site. We may also allow third-party service providers to use cookies or similar technologies to collect information about your activities on our website or in our mobile apps following your use of the services. For example, we use Amplitude, an online analytics service operated by Amplitude Inc. Amplitude uses cookies to help us analyze traffic on the website and enhance your experience when you use the services. For more information on how Amplitude uses this data, go to https://amplitude.com/privacy. In all cases in which we use cookies, we will not collect personal data except with your permission. On most web browsers, you will find a help section for on the toolbar. Please refer to this section for information on how to receive notification when you are receiving a new cookie and how to turn cookies off. We recommend that you leave cookies turned on because they allow you to take advantage of some of the service features. 2. With whom we share your personal information. We may de-identify or anonymize your information so that you are not individually identified and provide that information to our partners. We also may combine your de-identified information with that of other users to create aggregate de-identified data that may be disclosed to third parties who may use such information to understand how often and in what ways people use our services so that they too can provide you with an optimal experience. For example, we may use information gathered to create a composite profile of all the users of the services to understand community needs, to design appropriate features and activities. However, we never disclose aggregate information to a partner in a manner that would identify you personally as an individual. Personal data is collected for the following purposes and using the following services. 2.1 Third-party tracking and analytics. The services contained in this section help us monitor and analyze online traffic and can be used to keep track of user behavior. Service Amplitude. Description: online analytics service provided by Amplitude Inc. Data used: cookies, usage data, device information. Additional links: privacy policy. Branch.io, online analytics service provided by Branch Metrics Inc. Usage data and device information. Privacy policy. Facebook Analytics, online analytics service provided by Facebook. Usage data, device information. Privacy policy. Firebase Analytics, one online analytics service provided by Google. Usage data, device information. Firebase Crashlytics, a crash reporting service provided by Google. Usage data, device information, privacy policy. Google Analytics, online analytics service provided by Google. Cookies, usage data, device information, privacy policy. 2.2 Marketing and communication services. Users that provided their email and or phone number might be contacted for commercial or promotional purposes related to Replica, as well as for fulfilling support requests. Service, MailChimp, description, marketing automation platform, and an email marketing service provided by the Rocket Science Group. Data used, email, and first name. Additional links, privacy policy. InfoBip is a communication platform enabling sending and receiving SMS and automated voice calls provided by InfoBip Ltd, which is limited. Phone number, only if you provide it. Facebook custom audiences, remarketing and behavioral targeting service provided by Facebook Inc. that connects the activity of this application with the Facebook advertising network, cookies, and email. Privacy policy and opt-out are the additional links. 2.3 Hosting and back-end infrastructure. This type of service has the purpose of hosting data and files that enable our services to run and be distributed, as well as to provide a ready-made infrastructure to run specific features or parts of the services. Service Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is a hosting service provided by Microsoft Corporation. Various types of data as specified in the privacy policy of service are used. Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is a hosting service provided by Amazon.com Inc. Various types of data as specified in the privacy policy of service are collected. 2.4 Crowdsourcing Platforms. This type of service helps us to improve quality of our machine learning and AI technologies. Conversations with your Replica are mostly based on these technologies. Service Amazon Mechanical Turk. Amazon Mechanical Turk is a data labeling platform provided by Amazon.com Inc. The data used is anonymized and de-identified parts of conversations between you and your Replica. Additional links, privacy policy. 2.5 Protection of Replica and others. We reserve the right to access, read, preserve, and disclose any information that we reasonably believe is necessary to comply with law or court order, enforce or apply our terms of service and other agreements to protect the rights, property, and safety of Replica, our employees, or our users, or others. So 3. How we secure and protect your information. We use a variety of industry standard security technologies and procedures to help protect your data from unauthorized access, use, or disclosure. Your account is protected by a password for your privacy and security. You must prevent unauthorized access to your account and personal information by selecting and protecting your password appropriately and limiting access to your computer or device and browser by signing off after you have finished accessing your account. All transmitted data are encrypted during transmission. We use standard secure socket layer (SSL) encryption that encodes information for such transmissions. All stored data are maintained on secure servers. Access to stored data is protected by multi-layered security controls, including firewalls, role-based access controls, and passwords. While we use reasonable commercial efforts to protect the data, no technology, data transmission, or system can be guaranteed to be 100% secure. In the event of a breach of security leading to the accidental or unlawful destruction, loss, alteration, unauthorized disclosure of, or access to your data. We will notify you as soon as we spot the issue. 4. Where we store your data. Our services are operated in the United States of America. If you are located in another jurisdiction, please be aware that the information you provide to us may be transferred to, stored, and processed in the USA. By using our services or providing us with any information, you consent to this transfer, processing, and storage of your information in the USA. A jurisdiction in which the privacy laws may not be as comprehensive as those in the country where you reside or are a citizen. We will take all steps reasonably necessary to ensure that your data is treated securely and in accordance with the privacy policy. 5. Data retention. We will only retain your personal information for as long as necessary to fulfill the purposes we collected it for, including for the purposes of satisfying any legal, accounting, or reporting requirements. To determine the appropriate retention period for personal information, we consider the amount, nature, and sensitivity of the personal information, the potential risk of harm from unauthorized use or disclosure of your personal information, the purposes for which we process your personal information, and whether we can achieve those purposes through other means, and the applicable legal requirements. 6. Your data protection rights. As a Replica member, you have the following data protection rights, depending on the circumstances of the specific case. Disclosure. To receive information about your personal data processed by us and to request access to your personal data and/or copies of these data. This includes information on the purpose of use, the category of data used, its recipients and the authorized persons, and, if possible, the planned duration of data storage, or, if this is not possible, the criteria for determining this duration. Correction, deletion, or limitation of processing. To request the correction, deletion, or limitation of the processing of your personal data, e.g. by sending us an email, if Roman numeral 1, the data are incomplete or incorrect, Roman numeral 2, they are no longer necessary for purposes for which they were collected, Roman numeral 3, the consent on which the processing was based has been revoked, or Roman numeral 4, you have successfully exercised your right to object to data processing. In cases where data is processed by third parties, we will forward your requests for correction, deletion, or limitation of the processing to these third parties, unless this proves impossible or involves a disproportionate effort. Opposition to the processing. To object to the processing for reasons arising from your particular situation. Refusal and revocation of consent. To refuse your consent or without affecting the legality of data processing prior to the revocation. To revoke your consent or the processing of your personal data at any time. Automatic decisions. To require that you be subject to a decision based exclusively on automatic processing only in the exceptional cases provided by law. If that decision has legal effect against you or significantly affects you in a similar manner, should such an automated decision take place in exceptional cases, you have the right to obtain information on the logic involved and the scope of the intended effects. Right of appeal. Communicate with and, if necessary, complain to the Data Protection Supervisory Authority. 7. How to delete your data. You can delete all your account information by deleting your account in the app or on our website. To delete your account, click on the gear icon in the top right corner, then click Account Settings. Select Delete My Account and follow the instructions. 8. Use of Replica by minors. We do not knowingly collect personal data from children under the age of 13. If you are under the age of 13, please do not submit any personal data through the services. We encourage parents and legal guardians to monitor their children's internet usage and to help enforce our privacy policy by instructing their children never to provide personal data on the services without their permission. If you have reason to believe that a child under the age of 13 has provided personal data to us through the services, please contact us and we will endeavor to delete that information from our databases. And finally, number 9, changes to privacy policy. The services and our business may change from time to time. As a result, at times it may be necessary for us to make changes to this privacy policy. We reserve the right to update or modify this privacy policy at any time and from time to time without prior notice. We encourage you to periodically review this page for the latest information on our privacy practices. This privacy policy was last updated on the date indicated above. Your continued use of the services after any changes or revisions to this privacy policy indicate your agreement with the terms of such revised privacy policy. All right, this website uses cookies and stores data locally to help personalize your experience. Might as well click accept. That was the privacy policy for Replica.ai. If it seems reasonable to you, go for it, get one. Um, if not, you can still watch me because I'm going to start one and we'll see how it works out. So yeah, if you want to follow me on this AI journey, definitely hit like, subscribe, and the bell icon to stay up to date. See you next week.